It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Finance Daily, episode 296, The Cost of Gadget Envy, by Chris Reining of chrisreining.com. And I am Dan, your personal narrator for today and every weekday here on the podcast where we read to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. A reminder, if you have any ideas for us, maybe you've seen an author out there that you'd like to see represented here on the show, or maybe you have a topic that you'd like us to cover, let us know. Come visit oldpodcast.com and share those ideas. Now, it is Minimalist Monday today, and speaking of minimalists, this Friday, to celebrate the 300th episode of this show, we are giving away another book by the Minimalists. A random person on our mailing list will win one of their books, actually the book that you'll hear an excerpt from on Friday. So, if you want to be part of that raffle, just head on over to oldpodcast.com and put in your email address. I'm going to give you another reminder about that at the end of the show. So for now, let's get to our Monday post and start optimizing your life. The Cost of Gadget Envy by Chris Reining of chrisreining.com. I'm really surprised with how well my blog readership has been growing. I always liked to think that there were people out there just like me, but that I just hadn't met them in real life. With the power of the internet being able to bring communities together, I now know that there are frugal non-consumers willing to forego luxuries and to do things themselves in order to become financially independent at a young age. I have readers like William that are making early retirement a reality. And in less than 9 years, lately it's been looking like 7, I will too. I'd like to thank people like Retire by 40, Modest Money, Budgets Are Sexy, and Mr. Money Mustache, who helped me as a brand new blogger, and I still consider myself that, with suggestions, tips, and support. Now, on to designing a lifestyle that is less stressful, less costly, and allows you to become financially independent faster. The New York Times recently ran a story called The Busy Trap about how Americans are addicted to being busy. They feel anxious and guilty when they aren't working or running around like a chicken with its head cut off. You know these people. The funny thing is that this hectic way of living isn't a necessity, it's a choice. And I think choosing this way of life leads to an overall deleterious effect on happiness. Idleness is a good thing, and we as a society have forgotten that. For years, I had a BlackBerry that was provided to me by my employer. I work in the IT industry, so the ability to be reachable any day, any time, and any place is more or less a job requirement. I remember the first day I got a shiny new BlackBerry. I went home and put it on my coffee table, and then, after a while, I noticed a little light on it started blinking. How awesome, I thought. I just got an email. Now I could receive and send email right on my phone, and I got sucked in. My BlackBerry became a crackberry. I was one of those people constantly checking my phone, constantly packing away on the keyboard, constantly busy. Then, for various business reasons, my employer decided to eliminate BlackBerries for all employees. The choices they offered up were to 1. Keep your BlackBerry device free of charge, get a personal phone plan for it, and receive a small monthly stipend. 2. Turn in your BlackBerry device, buy your own smartphone with a plan, hook it up to company email, and receive a small monthly stipend. Or 3. Turn in your BlackBerry and receive a company-provided non-smartphone at no cost. Mr. Everyday Dollar chose option 3. I now have a phone that is the technological equivalent to a circa 1996 phone. In fact, it is eerily similar to the first phone I ever owned, a Motorola StarTAC, which was a great phone, by the way. I make calls and send texts. That's about it, because that's all I can do. And I like that. It's one step in removing myself from the busy trap. I don't reach for my phone at every chance anymore because there's nothing to do on it. And it's also saving me major everyday dollars because I pay the grand total of $0 for it. Why I won't get an iPhone 5. If I did get an iPhone 5, I'd be out $200 for the phone. Then, the cheapest plans on AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon are $85, $79.99, and $80 respectively. So let's say I chose option 2, where I bought my own phone and got a plan for it. I figure I would pay around $85 a month, including taxes, for a plan and upgrade my phone every 2 years at a cost of $200. With 5th grade math, that's a monthly cost of $93.33 and a 2-year total cost of ownership of $2,240. On the other hand, by taking that $93.33 that I'm not spending and invest it using a 7% rate of return, not having a smartphone saves me, wait for it, about $16,000 every 10 years. And that exercise was done with the cheapest plan. I have friends who pay over $100 a month for their phone plan, so that $16,000 becomes even greater for them. In any event, $16,000 is a nice chunk you can add to your walk-away money pile. Okay, I will admit, I'm human. I do get gadget envy. I eagerly awaited the iPhone 5 release even though I knew I wouldn't be getting one. I love to scroll through the sexy iPhone pictures on the Apple website. I like to watch sexy videos about all the cool features. When my gadget friends who are pre-ordering the iPhone 5 at 2 a.m. get theirs, I will hold and cradle and play with it, oohing and ahhing the whole time. I like technology. I love Apple. It is, after all, one of my largest stock holdings. But I won't buy one. However, if you must have a smartphone like the iPhone 5, the easiest way to save money is by using a prepaid carrier. The reason why that iPhone from AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon is $200 instead of $650 is because your steep $85 plus plan that you're locked into for 24 months is subsidizing the cost. So here's what you do. You check out Boost, Cricket, and Virgin Mobile. Net10 and TracFone are good as well, but don't offer the iPhone. These carriers offer prepaid month-to-month service. The plans are much, much cheaper, but the kicker is that you have to pay the full price, $650 or so, for the iPhone. Again, using fifth-grade math, we can determine that using a carrier like Virgin Mobile with their $35 plan is the way to go. The phone will set you back $650, and month-to-month service on the $35 plan for 2 years comes to $840. So the total cost of ownership over 2 years comes to $1,490, which saves you at least $750 over a similar plan from AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon. You just listened to the post titled The Cost of Gadget Envy by Chris Reining of chrisreining.com. And like I mentioned at the top of the show, we are giving away another book by the Minimalists this weekend to a random person on our mailing list. It is totally free to join, plus you get a few financial spreadsheets that we made just for you. Come by oldpodcast.com and enter your email address to have those sent to you automatically, and that will put you on our weekly newsletter where we do lots of raffles like the one this weekend. And we also send out an email just once a week or so with some quotes, life tips, a little picture, and more. Again, just enter your email address at oldpodcast.com to get all of this for free. So tomorrow we will be back again hearing from PT Money. Have a happy Monday, everybody, and I'll see you there in tomorrow's show where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.